everyone and welcome. I'm Megan. This yoga video is intended for your 20th week of pregnancy and is part of a yoga series where I guide you week by week through your pregnancy journey. So week 20 is very special because it kind of signifies us being halfway through this pregnancy journey. Of course, it's not exactly halfway through because many women go before 40 weeks, many women go after 40 weeks. But 20 weeks is kind of that halfway mark, which I think is very exciting and certainly something to celebrate. So, depending on how your pregnancy has felt to you emotionally, physically, these 20 weeks might have flown by. For other women, they might have gone very, very slowly. So, wherever you're at, you're halfway there. It's a beautiful time to stop, reflect, and really celebrate. So, this week's mantra will be I celebrate myself and my baby. Grab your mat, grab your props. If you don't have official yoga props, that's okay. You can use books, blankets, pillows, and we'll get started. We'll start in a comfortable seated position, and as always, lifting the hips with the pillow blanket block is always a nice idea. It feels good. We'll close the eyes as we settle in, and signifying to the body and the brain that we've arrived at our mat with the next exhale through the mouth. A moment of reflection here, just noting to yourself how far you've come already through all the ups and downs. Maybe it took you a while to conceive. Maybe this was a surprise pregnancy. There's so many emotions in space for all of it, and just really honoring yourself, honoring your body for all that it's doing, celebrating this little being that is now halfway done its journey inside of us, and in 20-ish more weeks will be earthside with us. It's really remarkable for me to think about the beginning of this journey where our baby is nothing more than a few cells smaller than an apple seed, and now our baby is the size of, not sure this week, maybe a small melon, something like that. Don't quote me on it, but seeing how far they've come and grown, we've developed organs from scratch. Our body is just really incredible. Or deep breaths here, in through the nose, out through the nose or mouth, whatever feels good. Letting the shoulders relax away from the ears. Gently blink your eyes open. An option to stay with the hips lifted on whatever you're sitting on, or remove the pillow or blanket. We're just going to come into a little bit of lateral stretching. So inhale the arms up, reach towards the sky. As we exhale, right hand down, reaching over towards the right with the left arm. Beautiful side body stretch through the left. Inhale brings us back up through center. Exhale, left hand down, reaching over to the left with the right arm. Let's do that once more. Inhale through center. Exhale, flowing towards the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, flowing towards the left. Inhale both arms up and let them float down towards your sides. Let's everybody put their right ankle in front of their left, so we're on the same page here. And we're going to walk our hands out in front of us a little bit so we feel a stretch in the hips, perhaps the low back. And you can stay and breathe here. You can bring a little bit of movement to your body, rocking the hips forward and back, maybe swaying side to side, exploring what feels good in your body today. And as we move throughout our practice with the theme of celebrating ourselves and celebrating our babies, may we also think about how can we take care of ourselves and honor ourselves at this stage in pregnancy. I know for some women at 20 weeks in our second trimester, we're feeling good, energy levels are high, and we can keep plugging along, so to speak. But for other women, we're really getting the whisper, the intention to slow down and begin to take it easier, take it slower. So, really being honest with ourselves, checking in with what feels good for our body. And in that way, we can also take care of our little baby inside us. Walking the hands in, we'll cross the feet. So now the left ankle is in front of the right. We'll do the same thing, walking the hands out. Noticing that this side is different. And finding any little bit of movement that feels good. Walking the hands back in, we're going to find our way onto tabletop. Hands and knees pose. Your time getting there, setting up with shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And then pulling baby towards ourselves so that we feel a little bit of engagement through the core. Spine is nice and long, back is flat. And then from here, flowing through some of our cat-cows. Inhale, letting belly drop. Exhale, rounding the back. Going as fast or slow as feels good to you. And then after your next round, finding that flat back, grounding left hand down right in front of our face, sweeping right hand up towards the ceiling, nice big stretch, open the heart, and we're going to thread the needle. So reaching the right arm behind left wrist over towards the left side of our mat as we bring that right shoulder down, right cheek down. I'm going to grab my block actually and place my right cheek on the block. That feels good for me. And then left arm can either reach forward, it can reach up towards the ceiling, maybe it can find the small of our back. And of course, we're breathing, breathing. So always checking in with the breath no matter where you are. If the breath feels constricted or doesn't feel good, we simply come out of the pose and we'll find something different, maybe a child's pose. And that goes for our practice all the time, but especially during pregnancy. Left hand will come down besides our face. We'll press into left hand to come back to tabletop. And let's find one round of cat-cow before we go to the other side. This time, right hand plants down, left arm sweeps up. Nice big stretch. Enjoy the transitional movement before we thread the needle. reaching towards the right side of the mat with the left hand, coming down to that left shoulder. I might find a pillow, mat, or block. And we're breathing. Right hand besides the face presses into the mat to bring us back to tabletop. And from here, we'll curl the toes under, lift the knees, come into our downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling the feet here if that feels good. Waking up the back of the legs. Gazing towards the belly, the growing belly. To my belly and thinking, I think I need to invest in some maternity shorts because these are quite stretchy, but I don't think it's cutting it anymore for myself. Gazing up towards the front of the mat, walking slowly, the feet up towards the hands. Keeping the stance nice and wide. So speaking of the belly, as the belly grows, we need to create a little bit more space in these forward folds, in all the postures really. So practicing taking a wider stance, and then also maybe using those books or blocks to lift the hands so they're not all the way down on the mat. Bring the earth a little bit closer towards you as we come into our forward fold. I've been using blocks a little bit more, not necessarily because I need to, but because it feels better in my body. I'm kind of signaling to my body that we're creating space, we're opening. That feels good. As we inhale, find some length through the spine. Exhale, come a little deeper into that fold. Inhale, length through the spine. Exhale, folding. One last time, inhale and exhale. Slowly rolling up, one vertebrae at a time. Nice wide-legged Tadasana pose. Loop the shoulders back a few times. We'll inhale up, reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, arms coming down to find the mat or the blocks. We're going to bring the left block right under the face, the left hand, if we're all the way down the mat. And then we're going to sweep the right arm up towards the ceiling as we let the left knee bend. So opening up towards the right. Right hand comes down and replaces left. So we'll put the right hand where the left was. Right knee bends a little bit as left arm reaches up towards the sky. Beautiful. Both hands towards the mat. We'll step back to our downward facing dog. From here, lifting right leg up towards the ceiling. Gazing towards the front of the mat, stepping right foot in between the hands, planting left foot down, and then windmilling up to a warrior two. Take your time getting there, my friends. Settling into our warrior two, reaching through both hands, energy through the fingertips. We'll flip right palm and reverse our warrior, reaching towards the left. And flowing through center, right forearm, right thigh. Left arm reaches up overhead towards the right, finding our extended side angle. And then gazing towards the mat, left hand and right hand are going to come down to frame the right foot. We'll pivot left heel up. Left knee will actually come down towards the mat. And we'll heel toe that right foot over towards the right. Actually bringing right hand to the inside of the right foot. And we're finding a variation of lizard lunge. Right here feels like a perfect place to be for me. If you have those blocks nearby, you might want to come up a little bit. That might help bring a little length to the spine. That actually feels better. This might be the perfect place for me. Or if you feel like you have a little bit more space and want to go a little bit deeper, you can remove those blocks, maybe bring the forearms down towards the mat. It all depends where you're at, your anatomy, your flexibility, where you're at today. Breathing in our lizard lunge. Finding some micro movement through the right knee and hip, just bending back and forth ever so slightly. And right hand is going to plant down. We're going to inhale, left arm up towards the sky. Left hand down, inhale, right arm up towards the sky. Hands come down towards the mat, stepping right knee to meet the left. Find a cat-cow here. Let the hips come back towards the heels, finding a child's pose for a moment. A note of how you're feeling. How are you doing taking care of yourselves throughout the practice? What has felt good, and if something doesn't feel good, can we be curious with, how can I change this so that it does support my body? Through tabletop, lifting the knees, finding our downward facing dog again. And lifting left leg up towards the sky. Easing towards the front of the mat, stepping left foot in between the hands. Planting right heel down and then windmilling up into warrior two. In a moment to settle, energy out through the fingertips. Flipping left palm, reversing our warrior. Coming through center, left forearm to thigh, extended side angle. Bring the hands down towards the mat, right knee towards the mat, and we'll heel toe that left foot out towards the left. Hands on the inside of the foot, and then finding your variation of lizard lunge on this side. Noting that each side is different, so it might feel good to be a little bit higher up. We might be able to come a little bit lower down. Two deep breaths. heel toe the foot back to the center of the mat. Lift the right knee. Step back to our downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Looking up towards the front of the mat, slowly walking the feet up towards the hands. Again, finding a wider stance, bending the knees as we roll up. Into a little bit of a balancing pose. So we'll ground the feet down, nice strong legs. We'll lift the right leg off the mat. Maybe just the heel lifts off the mat. So meeting yourself where you're at. Maybe the whole leg comes off the mat. Knee at like a 90-degree angle. And then opening the right knee towards the right to open the hip a little bit. Coming back to center, staying here a moment longer, maybe making circles with the ankle one direction, other direction, and then lowering the leg down. Other side, finding some lift through the left leg, maybe just starting with the heel lifted, maybe bringing the leg all the way up, the 90-degree angle, opening up towards the left. A breath here, feeling that opening in the left hip. Back to center. Staying here a moment as we circle through the ankle. And lowering the leg. I'm going to grab my block. If you have a pillow or block, we're going to set up for a supported malasana position. So toes out, heels in. Nice big stretch up with the arms. Exhale, we'll bend the knees, lower the hips down towards the block, bolster, pillow. And we'll take a few breaths here in our supported malasana. Hands by the heart, again, taking a moment to check in, to give yourself props for really going through this journey and taking care of yourself and showing up for yourself and carving out time to do practices like this that really, I think, just fill ourselves up, right? I know moving my body, practicing yoga, meditation, movement, these are all things that make me feel better. When we take care of ourselves, we're taking care of our babies. More deep breaths. And then removing whatever you're sitting on. We're going to set up for our Shavasana, our final relaxation pose. If you have a pillow you can put between your knees, that would be ideal. As we come onto our left side, I'm going to put a pillow for my head. Gently making your way down, not rushing, that's for sure. And if this isn't right for you today, you can certainly come into a child's pose, a seated position, any other supportive posture, and close your eyes. As you close your eyes and start to settle into this final relaxation, feeling to the body, slowing down. Okay to relax. We deserve to rest, that we need to rest. Scanning the body and noting if there's any areas that still feel a little tense or tight. And breathe into those spots. A little bit of more relaxation. And start to deepen the breath a little bit. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Slowly, slowly start to come back to the present. Pressing into the right hand to help lift our body up. I'll practice in a seated position. For myself, you stay where is comfortable. Bring left hand to the heart, right hand to our belly. We inhale, send some love to your sweet baby. As you exhale, feel your baby sending love right back to you. Inhale love to baby. Exhale, baby sending love right back to mama. Find our heart center. I invite you to repeat after me if it feels good to you. I celebrate myself. I celebrate my baby. I celebrate all that has been this journey this far. And I celebrate all that is to come. I am strong. I am capable. I am confident. Thank you for joining me today. Happy 20 weeks. What a thing to celebrate. I will see you back here next week for week 21.